For those of you who don't know us already, we are María Fernanda, Alejandra, Ruben Dario and Robinson, an interdisciplinary team that wants to ask you a question today. Do you know how many children die in our country but not having health services? Well, in Colombia there are still communities where health professionals have been limited to observe the precarious situation. There are communities in which they experience extreme poverty, where conditions are precarious. Remote populations have been the most affected by the health services and deficit. In Alto Baudó, Chocó, a place with a 97.18% of unmet basic needs, is ensured that on average with 5 children die per month. Another clear example of this situation happened in other of poorest population in Colombia. In Rio Sucio, Chocó, where habitants must travel up to 12 hours by river to reach a health services in Túrbo, a nearest population and 24 hours to access to hospital in Quibdo. These examples have reflected only a small part of the big problematic environment to the provision of health and access to it.
About this situation, two specific problems are: the main problem centered on the precarious health condition present in different towns and the lack of medication to treat different diseases. The death rate in minors is high, and many times the cause of death can be present. The most vulnerable are children who die from diseases such as diarrhea, malaria, malnutrition, and respiratory diseases. On the other hand, the lack of knowledge about medical protocols or cures in the communities difficult the recovery process on different diseases. Second, transportation is another important factor in the medical negligence that might occur. In many towns, the most common means of transport is the canoe, but in summer navigation is too complicated. The most prominent reasons for death are due to water pollution and the lack of aqueduct or sewer system. The situation of the inhabitant is a complement abandoned from government and public entities. Also, many of these locations are severely hit by violence.
Taking into account the big problematic that people are addressing in these towns, we decided to propose an effective solution that considers the seriousness of the matter and involves the perspective of our different careers. This solution has 3 main stages. First, from our knowledge in informatics engineering, we are going to develop an application that generates a diagnosis for people by receiving and processing their symptoms. Also, it takes into account aspects like geography and generates immediate solutions. Second, based in medical sciences and humanistic disciplines, and with the help of volunteers, we will analyze the cases of the users of our app. And then, in different brigades, we will go to these zones and offer people health services, not only in the anatomy aspect, but also considering mental health. This is step with the purpose of making a full observation of the health situation of our patients. So then, in the third stage, we can give deep treatment to the people with the most alarming conditions.
We want to encourage all of you who may have also seen a similar or different situation in your community to just seek for solutions and the necessary team so we all can make a better world for all of us. And let me say this, you don't need to be a professional in the areas that grab up your problematic. If you want to help your community, you just have to look for the right people who may be also interested in the same problematic situation and can help you make real your idea. To all the professionals out there, the engineers that build the world, the doctors and the philosophers, etc., I want you to think about all the positive impacts that you could make on other people's quality of life. Just offering your knowledge, services, and time for a greater good than just the money. So I honestly wish all your projects or ideas for helping people come alive, because we can make a great difference in the way people live. Thank you all for coming here, and we will see you soon.